Yeah. So you were from there when you came to the
Well, they were actually before they even have.
Oh, wow. Give me a second. Wait a minute. Good. Here. Oh, it's not at 12. Some people.
Marlon, can you put your main screen back on? I don't know what happened to it. Marlon, the main screen is out. I don't know what happened to it. The laptop is no longer connected.
No. What do you mean? Everything is on. All the cameras on and the TV all CCTV. Playing off that. The number of down comes to life. You heard? Okay, no. Really fine.
Oh, let me ask you a question, Ricardo. Are there any good Guatemalan restaurants that you like around? No. Yeah, yeah. Ah,
The sound is very good now. I heard you loud and clear, Miss Gloria.
I had an opportunity in October to go to Tulum and, met with a Mayan healer and had a session and everything. It was a week-long spiritual retreat for women. Yeah. Um, the middle of October. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was really congested. It was really congested. Tell you that. Hmm. Well, I would love to talk to you because I'm going to be working with Green Roots. They're in Chelsea, and he said there's a large Guatemalan and Colombian, yeah. So he was asking me like, well, how do you introduce, the farmers market vegetables? I said, well, when I was out in East Boston, I know I need to add a lot of cilantro, a lot of onion and tomato, like stuff that looks familiar. And then you add a little something that's different that they've never had before with it and take it to a different experience. I said, but you have to introduce people to what's familiar. Like I made the black eyed pea salad, but I put papaya in it. But you understand, but the folks ate it. Yeah. No, I don't necessarily mix like fruit with savory. So this salad that I make is really, really good. Right. And see, I was raised with black eyed peas and I didn't them. I didn't like them. I used to have to eat them. We used to eat them with rice and peas. And then my aunt always made gravies. This is all gravy, brother. And I mean like that southern kind, well, it's the West Indian gravy. Well, I'm doing something a little different, trying to add a little color in. But usually the recipe, because I'm also an ambassador for Old Ways. Old Ways is a organization that has curriculums to support different food cultures. So they have like a Latin American, they have Mediterranean. You should look them up. It's called Old Ways PT. You know what? I'll link you and you can look at my website and it's connected to what you making, lunch? Can I get one? Can I get one? That's all right. Thank you. kind of soup. Oh, sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah. Now, do you have it in a situation where I can take home or I have to eat it here? Okay, that's good. When I'm done, I can go home and enjoy myself, you know? Thanks, my friend. Thank you. Oh, I did have another can. Thank you so much.
You like the sandwich? You want a sandwich or a little soup, anything? Easy. That's a good. The new one, where do you go get the trust? How did it look at? No. Sure. Everything is in place.
No, sir.
No nonsense. I don't even have. I didn't get out of the black belt. Maybe I did a lot of downloads I don't. Let's go. I'm proud of the team on it. Everything all set up. Not feeling me.
Are you gonna make like how are you gonna do it? The log line? Oh, okay. Oh, we'll be back there. How are you?
Easily, it's like a watch it. Oh, yeah, we just have to hear before we do it. Whatever you. It turned out great.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect you to do, I thought you were gonna have, people working with helping to cook, so I'm just trying to focus on getting this done. I didn't understand what you said. Okay. So this particular recipe, I put corn and beets, not just black eyed peas, to kind of give it a little variety. So Ricardo, are beets native to Guatemala also? Huh? Uh, okay. Okay. So with this recipe, Marlon, I'm adding beets and corn, just to give a little more color and to introduce people to a different vegetable. And, you know, people talk about being able to buy stuff that is accessible, and you can find corn canned beets with no salt, or rinse them off and just add a little extra something, and they'll stay on the shelf for a little bit. Yeah. And what's nice is that Whole Foods and even like Stop and Shop and different places, they sell a lot. If you're conscious about having stuff that's organic, you can get it organic. And it's not expensive. Like a can of beans can be as low as $1.29 a can. And you're good.
So, on my end, I want to try out with people squid fish and omelet.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. It's too loud. All right, that's better. So y'all can hear me, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I think that's exactly what, you know, I wanted to do, definitely wanted to try out some new flavors. So this is a West African oil from palm oil. It's from the palm oil tree. Palm tree, right? And they take the kernels and they squeeze out the outside bulk of it. And then it turns into this very, oh, but you know the funny thing? So I have to defrost it in a way because in Nigeria, it would be normal temperature, but because it's out here in America, it's cold and it congeals. Are you using this one? Okay. I guess we could just rinse it, right? It's no big deal. All right. So in here, I'm going to put in my bell peppers, right? I'm just going to use one. And then we have tomatoes. I had everything feed on. Right? Tomatoes.
You have to put a bowl on top because it doesn't have a
Got it. All right. And then I have my onion. Please always make sure that we try to make it a good proportion, but the onions are it's about maybe one bell pepper, about 4 tomatoes, and about 2 onions. All right. And then you say, like, I have to put a bowl on top of it because it doesn't have a stop for it. All right. How about this? All right. So, okay, I need some water. How is it? Have you ever had jollof rice?
Hey, Marlon, I'm thinking that your mic is. Can you hear us from the air?
All right. So once you get that blended out, oops. Now, pepper. Do you see pepper as a spice or do you see it as a medicinal kind of thing?
bowl.
Right.
Definitely bowl.
Yes, I agree with you. That it is both. But, so because of it's so prevalent in in Nigeria, it really is like nobody would even think about food without pepper. It doesn't even taste. It's like food without seasoning.
Most of the country, but I food and meat.
I can do that too.
Because Jamaicans, they do some serious pepper. Indians do some serious spice too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm inclined to think it's just the food.
I agree with that. I think it does have that application. But at least in our thing, mostly it's like using this kind of word. All right. So mostly in my area, it's like pepper is like anything bitter, anything bitter or whatever is always considered to be healthy. I don't understand why, but anything that's bitter and yes, then it's like the bitterness is sort of taking the. Let's see if I got it off here. I don't know. Why, you see something?
This is yours.
Let me get it. I think I need a bowl. I need like a bowl of hot water because I've been putting that hot water, but the problem is, see, this is so congealed. Right. Everything is here. I'm not used to having everything here, sir. There's always something to look at. All right, so we're gonna leave this to sit for a little bit while this is just something we have to do in America because it's so cold. The palm oil refuses to. So yeah, we've washed our rice. Okay, we take our tomatoes, onions, and hot Jamaican hot peppers, right? And a bell pepper and tomatoes and onions, right? And you grind that up. All right, now I got some spices here. We have bay leaves. We have thyme leaves. I put a little garlic, tomato paste, of course, salt. Then I'm going to put in a little crayfish. You don't have to put this in, but I wanted to show off some West African flavors. And then, of course, your bouillon. I try to use bouillon more than salt, but because jollof rice, you have to make the sauce a little saltier because your rice is actually like you won't put any salt in it. So the only salt your rice is going to get is from this tomato sauce. I'm just waiting for my palm oil to behave itself. Okay, but you know what I can do? At least I can fry the plantains. There you go. All right.
This sounds like a great meal that I'm missing out on.
Nice.
Gotta keep the heat going. Apple cider vinegar, some lime juice, and I'm actually gonna put a little red onions in this also, just to give it a little extra. You don't worry about kids not liking it. It's just a little bit of onions.
Right. Like, you know, I just, I get so, sometimes I get upset when I hear all like this like attitude towards nutrition as if it's something, that has to be like, like has to be forced down their throats, Calling it what?
You can look at certain things, if you want to say, well, it's fine.
Right.
So why it's not
No, that's not beneficial at all. Sorry. It probably is tasty. It's not beneficial at all.
green fuel and
Right. Right.
consider what is beneficial. Now you don't have to put the foolishness aside. However, at least give your body a fighting chance
Right. I like that.
by giving it a little something to work off of. And if it has color, that's what you're going for. You go for anything that's red, green, yellow, all the bright primary colors, not beige, and not necessarily shaped like a coffee. That's the other thing is everything that's built like a coffee and or beige. Donut, muffin, hamburger.
So you're saying that the way this food looks is like kind of
It's bland. It's not attractive.
right.
We get excited. That's why we put ketchup on stuff. That's why we put mustard on stuff.
Right.
Hold on, who wants to eat beige stuff every day?
Right.
We do. We add salt and everything.
Got it. That makes lots of sense. That makes lots of sense. Which one?
400
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Well, in the the meat healthy for you raw and cook. You don't want them cold, well, you made a meal. That's us, some red herrings, add to your meal, turn off the fire, cover it, let it sit, and let the red herrings warm up. But don't cook them. And once you don't, when you cook it, it's slimy. And it turns folks off. But look at this. Look at the vibrancy. Look at the vibrancy.
Vibrancy.
Yeah. So here we have the dressing. I'm a recycler. Mustard, honey, cayenne, cumin, some salt, not too much, and some lime juice. And the recipe Marlon has available to you.
Yeah.
It's It's an organization called Old Ways. You can find it Old Ways. T is in Paul, T is in Tommy. Old Ways, OldWaysPT.org. So one thing I do like to do if I have an opportunity is I'd like to take a little dressing like the night before or even a few hours before and soak the black eyed peas, like mix them up in it a little bit, just so they help to absorb. Black eyed peas in a can. I'm not like when it's cooked yourself. I also cook the black eyed peas myself for this recipe. And I would add some ginger in the water or a bay leaf or a couple of slices of onion, just so that the pea picks up a little hint of something on its own. I'm going to do a little taste test on this. Let's see if we have enough dressing. I think I need a little bit more. So there's about a half a cup of olive oil diffused and all that too. So I'm going to let this sit and kind of marinate, and then we'll come back for a taste.
Okay, so you've put all the ingredients in
All
now.
of the ingredients, a little extra. Yep, we got beets, we have cucumbers, red peppers, corn. And so something a little different. Now you can put this on a bed of lettuce, you can put this on a bed of spinach, you can put this on a bed of kale,
You can put
or
the chicken. You can put it with that chicken.
or you can eat it by itself. Here we go.
You know that anything we eat and like you have to have some vegetables,
Mhm.
right? That seems like a perfect thing. Like, while you're eating like something, you need to have as much vegetables as possible,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so that's why like a lot of the meats we have, like the ability to eat with onions and tomatoes or
Yeah,
some sort
yeah.
of thing that like this.
I'm gonna
This
add a
is
little onions to this too. Just a little extra kick because we're grown folk here today. So we're gonna add a little onion to it. Now in the recipe, it suggests shallots, and that's beautiful too. And they put that in the dressing. The other thing they suggest is cilantro. That's something you can put in also.
I like cilantro.
I do too. And truth be told, I forgot to pick it up because that's my favorite part of the salad. And I wrote everything down and forgot to put cilantro. So yeah, yeah. I wrote everything down.
So on my end, I've got the plantains going. That's a real easy, quick one. Really good,
They're right there. So I'm poaching chicken, which is a little bit different. It's to ensure juiciness. You don't want to have the water too high. I did something a little different with the chicken breast. I used a nonstick pan and I browned a little bit one side of the chicken, the top of the breast. I have 8 breasts in total. I probably had about maybe 2 quarts of water that I salted, bay leaves and pepper. And then, but I browned it first in a nonstick pan, flipped it over, and then added the water. Brought the water up to a boil and then turned it down. And I don't really want to go over 180 degrees. One of them is we're both talking at the same time. Oh, sorry. That's all right. Sorry. Go ahead. That's all right. We're gonna poach this for about 30 minutes and then we'll slice it up. You can, if you want to at the end, if you need to, you can add a little oil to the pan if you want that kind of extra consistency. But I'm trying to learn how to do things oil-free and also salt free. So there is salt in this water. You can use it as a brine also. So what you can do is you can brine your chicken if you want overnight or just at least 30 minutes. As long as it gets in there, you can use salt. You cannot use salt. You can use lime juice. You can use a little vinegar. It's going to cook it a little bit. You have to remember that the acid is going to help to cook the meat. So you don't want to overdo it too much with that amount. But season it with all kinds of herbs and let it go. Now again, I have bay leaf, so I'm letting that cook down. All right, Marlon, it's all yours.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I forgot that you were talking. No, so on my end, I'm just literally getting the things done, fried up. This will be done way before the rice. But we're about to get started on that right now. Let me put work back here. That. I'll do.
You want these peppers, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Yep.
Camera. Hear me? You guys put on the camera that I need, that the mobile camera.
That looks
No,
great.
that-
Can you hear
that-
us? Great. Can you hear
Doesn't this one have a camera? The one that's holding my-
This is a real kind of like warm island kind of place. You know, the bread, soft bread, not a whole lot of meat, but vegetable.
Alright.
I used to go to Antigua.
Yeah, so basically, you can see here that.
Which spots and say on the side of the road.
People already here. So I got
I almost
I got the string already. All right.
you know, when you go to places like that, side of the road or something, nice and possible. Not a whole town, right? The whole people.
These just about ready.
Oh,
All right. And then, well, this is a little palm oil and vegetable oil. I don't put here because that's sometimes too overpowering. But you put the little onions in there and let them begin to simmer. This is the poached chicken. She doesn't do anything with oil, and I really appreciate that. I need to do more of that. All right. So
oh, what's the thing?
you let this heat up for a little bit, and then we're gonna put our
Brother.
tomato paste in there. All right.
I'm not worried about it.
I think the plantain is just about ready, so let me get these guys out of there. Well, let them heat up. a little bit.
I'm not going to eat it. I tell people to put it to get the flour off.
So now I'm gonna take the
I like to
tomato
flour
flour
off.
for it.
Oh,
All right,
I'm gonna take this home with my soup.
see that's in there. Turn this around.
I'll find a way to go back up there. It's the mixer, right?
Okay. We're gonna.
It's chubby work. I'm very happy. Thank you.
Oh, you love the sandwich?
Guys, wow. Wow, that bread is so soft. Look at this.
Wow. All right, yep.
Can't wait to go home and
Relax.
find something good to watch and eat that sandwich and that soup. I'm really,
Good. This stuff is industrial level, really. Things are ready to pop off any moment.
yep. I need that blender though.
Okay. So, got a thing that I will turn that off. Keep this free. Give me a second. You guys are enjoying it out there, right? This whole thing is a part of our, we have a youth engagement all summer. So we definitely want young people, we're definitely gonna come back to Picture Chef, so we definitely wanted to demo that during this Black History Month, so everybody can know the kind of work that we're gonna be doing here with our young people. So you are good to go, Miss. So now that we sauce is kind of I like to put in a little garlic. You don't have to, but these are the things I do here. This is the crayfish that I was talking about, the unique flavor of West Africa, and I like to put it in most of the things that I do. So I just put the stuff like big. Basically, that shrimp that I ground up. You like this something? Got that African taste to it. It's like it's heavy.
That is? That's what that is?
So I put it in the crayfish, so the African, like a shrimp, like I guess a cousin of a shrimp or something.
Okay.
And then they clean it up that those bird edges, and then they use that. So I just put in some thyme, about let's say a tablespoon. Gonna put in. Normally I gotta put in mostly bouillon, but you have to put in a little salt because, as I said, you're putting the rice in without any salt. So like you have to have some
You have to have like some extra salt so that it soaks into the rice. What's that? Okay, a temperature thing? So high budget. Miss Gloria got her high budget on meal. She has now taken off. She's a big time.
I don't want to poison you.
Big time cooking star.
Right.
So now she doesn't use all these things that you people use. She's using high technical.
A regular old thermometer. Yeah, that's what that's called.
Please don't try to make it sound better. Yeah, these are high tech.
Yes, it's digital.
Yeah, thermometer. These are not.
Yes. Okay, I'll take it.
But always be the best at cooking.
Right, exactly.
So, yes, sir. So, like I said, it's kind of a balancing act because, like I said, you really don't want to. You don't want to overdo the salt, but you have to put in a little more salt than you would like. It's all going to soak into the rice. So, what are the challenges that you think you face in regards to like getting young people involved in cooking?
Talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
Oh, I turned around just to make sure.
Food system.
Well, I think just like anything, it doesn't really differ from young kids to adults. I will tell you that. They all are afraid of stuff, and when it comes to something they're not familiar with, something they are familiar with. I work with at Maverick Landing and the farmers market there at East Boston Neighborhood Health Center, and they were inviting people, young kids to adults, to the groups that we do. And there was a gentleman who was in his 50s, and he made a cabbage, like he did, what would they call it? Like a hot cabbage slaw. And he wouldn't touch it at first. He said, I got some bad memories of cabbage with my mother. And he came from a large family, and his mother would boil the cabbage down beyond recognition. It was bland. He wouldn't go for it. Well, I got him to taste it. We had added Napa cabbage. We had red cabbage. We had onions. We had sun tomatoes and garlic and a little bit of ginger. And of course, seasoned with a little bit of salt, and not too much, just a couple of pinches. And he ate it, asked for more, and I had some extra shredded cabbage and extra shredded, I think I put carrots in it too. And he ended up taking it home and making some stuff for himself. So the thing about it is, if you have uncomfortable experiences, I knew someone who didn't like apples that were warm. I ended up making a apple, and she fell in love with warm apples again. But she had had a bad experience at a summer camp 100 years ago with an almost 60-year-old woman, and they didn't want to be bothered. That just happens. But whether it's young or old in high schools and they're not familiar with something, sometimes they're more verbal than the adults. But sometimes they're a little more adventurous because it's like, okay, but again, they're used to stuff that is processed in beige, and they're limited a lot if they are, and I'm a parent, so what happens is sometimes we're encouraging our kids to be independent. And they go out and they buy their own food for lunch, maybe for breakfast, maybe on the weekends even for dinner. And so they're hanging with their friends and they're limited by what they're going to purchase because, it's like intimidation, you follow the crowd. So they won't necessarily go to, maybe they might go to You're Making Me Hungry, or they might go to a Jamaican, but they probably won't go to necessarily vegan. Might go to a Thai restaurant if they're a little creative, where they have like vegan options or like heavily plant-based options. So it's really about the exposure that the kids get. We want to encourage them as much as possible to try different things. That's it. Nope.
You don't have eggs?
No, I'm gonna wait.
No. See, this is why I put it in the right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Oh, no. Let me get a spoon.
yeah. So you're basically boiling rice in soup in a sauce.
Right.
like I said, it's a little bit more salty than I like it, but it's just because you got to put in the rice. The rice was so creamy.
It's very flavorful, but it's not like, ooh.
Spicy.
Well, my kids, my kids are, if my son is watching, he's laughing because he grows jalapeno peppers. And he's always like, you can't handle the heat, Ma. You can't handle the heat.
Well,
I'm like, yes, I can.
the thing is that the sauce has to be a little extra.
I know, I understand.
Right. That's what.
Oh, it's tasty. It's not. It's not buckling my ankles or my knees or anything.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, so I put in the rice. I'm gonna try rice.
What happened?
This. Why is it not finished?
The can opener is there.
So don't do what I just did, which is forget to put the tomato paste, but it can still be solid. This is just been put in. So, but normally you're supposed to put this in beforehand. It's not working. There you go. All right. So you're supposed to put this beforehand before you put in the thing, but because we're at Future Chefs, I decided to make a mistake. So just to show that you guys that I can make mistakes.
You use the whole can or just the portion?
No, just the portion. Like maybe a third. This makes it completely super hard. But it says this is justified. Shouldn't have any effect. No. So you get camera. What we're doing over here.
So I am.
Can you hear me? All right. Yeah. So just have on the camera that has the yeah, there you go. So this is so Ms. Gloria, tell us about your chicken, how everything's going.
Well, this was soaked in a brine beforehand with the salt and pepper, some lime juice, and a bay leaf. And then I browned it a little bit, as you can see, on a dry nonstick pan. And then added the liquids.
Nice.
And now it has reached temperature, 155 internal temperature. And I'm going to turn the fire off. Let that sit. It will continue to cook. But now we have chicken breast that's supposed to come out as juicy as it possibly can. If you need to, and you need a different kind of look. You can use this. This is like when you buy chicken strips in the grocery store. This is how you make your own chicken strips. Buy the full chicken breast, cook it seasoned like this. It's a mild seasoning. Now, if you want to do your brine with more like cayenne and peppers and garlic and stuff, you can do that. I didn't do that this particular because we have a spicy rice and we have a spicy bean salad. So I'm not going to overpower it. Right. Sauce if you'd like, even though the beans are also pro sauce. But you can use this chicken at a later time. You can stir fry this with the rice. You stir fry by itself and add it to something else. So it's a lot of possibilities, but what you have is cooked meat, it's prepared. My son does this at school, and you can take this and you can refrigerate it and it will last you a few days. That's the way to do it. And you can walk away from the stove for 30 minutes. You don't have to sit there and watch it if it's frying. It's not going to dry out like in the oven, because in the oven you're going to have to do the whole process of wrapping it in tin foil. Chicken breast dry out quick. Right. The nice way to keep juicy. Nice. Thank you so much. And right here we're getting ready to make an adaptation of a recipe from the Go Fresh at Boston Beth Israel Medical Beth Israel Deep Medical Center. I've done some videos for them, and I'm going to be working at Bowden Street doing some classes for their Go Fresh program.
Big time,
right?
Big time,
big time now. But they have a whole program that's all about no salt, but some of us still like sweets. So what we're using here, using oatmeal. I'm just using regular oatmeal, Quaker oats. The recipe Marlon has available to you, but the usual recipe calls for a 1 cup. This is probably about a cup and a half. And then I have some majul dates. And I'm going to put those majul dates. And I'm going to put, it says between 5 and 6. So I'm going to put 5. I don't want it too sweet. And I'm just, I got these actually at Daily Table. And they're nice. You can see how nice and squishy they are. Mm-hmm. And these were $4.99 for a container. Mm. So I'm going to mix this up first.
Let me show you some.
All right. Well, you know this is going to be noisy.
Okay. Have a cover. Where the cover for the
providing young people safe places to learn how to cook. Is looking to do things, especially as far as programming. Please ensure you reach out to future chefs. They have treated us like royalty, and we appreciate it. It's so helpful.
I do it. How's it? Nice. Not even here.
This is just a demo or a report demo or the bottom line. We're going to be here in the summer.
So I put in about a half a cup or a little bit more of shredded coconut, and no sugar added. I try to find the one that doesn't have sulfur in it, things of that nature. And then I have about a half a cup of walnuts. The recipe, you can use any nut that you like. I use walnuts because walnut is a brain nut. It feeds your brain. Now, usually what I recommend is that folks look into about soaking your nuts, because there's supposed to be enzymes in the skin of nuts that our body has trouble digesting. So look it up. Every nut needs a certain amount of soaking. They differ. Now I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I have this in this container, but this vanilla extract is from my trip to Mexico last year for my birthday. So I'm putting about a teaspoon in there for that. And just because I like to do stuff a little bit different, it's not in the recipe, but I like to add a little ginger. Why? Because it's a stimulant, it's an anti-inflammatory spice. I like it. I like the smell. I like to smell my food. Now I have about a teaspoon of coconut oil here. And I'm just putting that in here. So that's going to be our binder, because we're going to be making little balls, and this is going to be our binder. And at first, when I made this recipe, I said, this woman is crazy. A teaspoon is not going to work for all this stuff. But it did. You just have to work. You just have to believe. I'm going to put this on top. Yeah.
How is this going? I know this is good. Typically, with the jollof, there's really not much. Once you put it on a very low fire, you put it on a very low fire and let it, it's gonna just cook itself. This because it's really low. So basically, you just have it. Just put in these up bay leaves. You put in the bay leaves and everything. Now the job just leave it straight together and cook till right. Let's put it and cook until it gets done. So what we're gonna do? One thing I always tell my students when we're doing this stuff is clean up while you're. There isn't a big huge mess afterward. Now, luckily, because of we're here at Teacher Chef, we've been trying to be very careful.
Yeah. I like to keep this moving.
Right, that's what it's supposed to be.
The seasonings in it.
Right. So, how long have you marinated that chicken? Because you said you.
Probably about 50 or so. Yeah. I forgot to put a little bit of lemon zest in here. And some my lemon juice, my lime juice. I'm going to do that. So we have some fragrant balls we're getting ready to make here. We have lime and ginger and going to give it a nice little color and a little extra flavor. Well, he asked if you wanted.
I know, I would. At the same time, this is going to be awesome. I can see all the. This was it's like 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And drag it away.
I like a lot of lime zest in my stuff. I like the pungency.
I'm gonna start cleaning the things down. Yes. They're at. Yeah, I was just on. She said, "Oh, against all of our events, she has come to beach.
I hear you.
Right, so. I'm trying to wash it. Listen.
Well, he has the dishwasher. I've been putting the stuff up here.
Oh yeah, that's really the dishwasher. Garbage dishes I washed before we came to the students. That's the first time I came to Boston, I mean. So came and we saw and conquered. Extra thought. Now the thing about Nigerian sauce, this base sauce, is extremely important because basically they use the base sauce and they can basically do the same thing you do for ewa, which is cooked beans, right? So black eyed peas will be cooked in this same sauce,
Okay.
right? And then turn into like a jollof version. You can put yam in it. You turn into yam pottage.
Okay.
And of course on a bed of white rice as well. So basically, this sauce almost every, and even the goosey soup and some other soups is really just this sauce, right? So. Go to the sun. If we don't. Have you had jollof rice, Ricardo? Yeah. Okay. My own is authentical. I don't know what the one whether the one you had was. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to know. Nigeria. Came on with it. Nice. So I tried to collaborate. I think isn't it wonderful challenges that you can, young people feel that your future, you gotta have a lot of what challenges have you what challenges have you had? Well, but I thought I could.
Hey. Yeah, well, it depends on every case. Like some kids they have a better household go back. Sometimes some of them they have more what would I say, a good role models around them. That is very important. That is I would say like good role models. Yeah. Yeah, and I can speak for the male role models, and I think that's very important for them. It's very nice to, with all the problems that America is going through right now, sometimes that is challenging for them. So we try to give them.
Intergenerational.
Yep.
I love because I want to be the so I got
Yeah, social media can be a challenge for them too.
Salty. You can add salt. Want to come and taste a little bit, Bernard?
Okay.
Now, the one thing I've always had trouble with is finding the grain of the chicken. It has a little bit of allspice in it too. But you see how it keeps it juicy, and then you can do whatever you want with it. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. That's the goal.
You were at Madison last year. I probably just because so bad. So yeah, and then the next month I'm gonna start doing like you guys will be involved in the beginning, so there's no your days, like what you know what I'm saying? I've done very quick, you know. So one thing that what we're doing, you know, we're doing a lot of this work because we realize that especially in African American, there's been a lot of law over residents like that. So developing recipes that are more culturally, nutritiously diverse, which is wide range. So that, you know, as African Americans, we're the only ones that don't have that wide range of diet. So, in fact, the Asian Americans, or probably so many countries, like the one that brought in studies, brought in books, actually, so like, even the first time you're finding in the community. So, like, before then, yes, we had food, but we had fried, all the other stuff that we like, food, food. But then, when the Asians, like, got the everybody came together, so after the Americans were introduced to a lot of recipes that they were not used to, that they were not used to, like, right, things, beef. So these are the first time a lot of us were in cold, that way, like, yes, in the store, but if you don't have a recipe for it, then whether it's in the store or not, it's irrelevant. But I can't use it for, like, I don't know what to use it for, right? So
about the rest. Tell me about the rest. You think around the rest, the African American rest. So without that recipe, you stand out. I mean, the windows, I'll do it necessarily based on the culture. So giving this developing recipe, taste testing them, because the agency, Chinese American, they actually have a recipe develop nowadays, they feel they test it over time. This is not. This is that.
Oh, that's fried chicken wing stuff. Fried beans, spare ribs.
But it's not the one of the days is like no oil, just oiling, everything. It's not good for me. That is where right on you don't have to care from us right away. Understand? But if you don't have the recipes to develop, then we need to get into people. We need to get young people experimenting with different things. Let's see what people like. You know, and then
These are energy balls. These are the lime, coconut, and date energy balls. Now
They're like dessert.
yeah, but they really need to be refrigerated. But you can still pop one in your mouth and taste it, and let me know how it tastes. Refrigerate them. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm.
I think it's going to be good. For the young. I'm going to cook it, but it's going to develop our movie. All right?
I use a lot of lime. It's probably more than the recipe calls for, but I like a lot of lime. Well, I think they.
Okay, so the last thing I do, so like I said, so I put in half this act. But I do it because my growing up here, they feel like history. I put a lot of views in the life. You get what I'm saying? Because of the innovation, spice and beef. So that's why I started doing it. But I have to like it myself. But that's how it is. Right? Because of
Thank you, Ricardo.
like you said, like brown.
Beige, brown, monotone. This is for you, sir. And these two items are clean. These are the line balls. Yep. Yep. Well, I have these. I didn't bring anything big. These have toss. Oh, you need a little something. Well, you got food here, brother.
Thank you, thank you, my wife.
Then, oh,
You want me to plate it up? Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. All the different flavors. Good. Good. When I always see the commercials, it's like, do you want some of that too? So it's not your favorite, I know. Okay. Okay. You what? Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I know. You don't want to waste stuff when you bring stuff home. I know. I know. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. Because I know that I said I didn't like black, I don't like black eyed peas. I definitely wasn't trying to eat them cold until I did this recipe. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. Because I'm telling you, unless it had like gravy, like it had to be that savory chicken gravy or beef. Like it had to be loaded, the rice. Yes, yes.
Um, I have this, there's this, thing of oil. You guys, I don't know what you guys do. You guys, it's like, I just got the oil, but it's too hot to like put it like, don't worry, I'm just telling you that.
pictures of this already, right? Oh, well, they look a little sad there. The balls look sad. Let me put it in here. Oh,
No, what, no, this, like on this, I can look.
I want to get some. I don't want to have empty space. That's the thing.
No, I get it. Alright, done.
I have a couple of pots. Yep. And you want this too, right? I didn't really use it though. And what do you do with this? You pick it? Okay, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to hold the plate. No, 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 it's fine. Okay. Yeah. Gotta do it.
Paper towel right there. That's the first thing I saw. Then you went for your shirt.
Yeah. All the way. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's how that stuff going. Okay. But isn't that just okay? I always have something going. Booger and something. You know?
Thank you. That came out good.
Yeah, we always see that thing. That's why I got to take a lot. Always.
No, we're good. We're good. Can I make it? I'm gonna put this in a plastic bag for you. And if I can I take home this chicken? No, 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 I can't take everything, but I won't have to cook like you. Okay, hey, listen, so I'm sorry, I was trying to move my stuff off because right down the counter. Um, you put your that stuff there. Yeah.
Right. Let me get everything. So I can do something quickly. Hungry?
Why don't you put it in a plastic bowl so you don't have to worry about it? I have a couple of bowls here.
I was so surprised. The Janice all
Making a bowl. Yeah, I had. Well, no, I was giving you this. I was gonna make. But she could.
yeah, she did. Let's change.
Oh yeah, I'm doing another one next Thursday. Yeah, yeah. I tried to. I signed up for it, but I.
I don't get funds. Yeah, I know you. Yes, now that I see you, like, 10,000 and that's it. See what you're saying.
My chicken came out good.
I'm just saying, like, getting here and all. Every event.
Yeah, eat those two. Okay, well, I'm trying to clean up. Bring that plate in there to him, please. Plate it to him, and I'll finish putting his stuff away. Oh, that would be wonderful. Thanks. Well, okay. This can go back inside where it says rubber spatula. Oh, I can. Okay, you have a storage bag? Yeah, yeah. There you go. So these are for. Yeah. Well, those are protein balls. Those are oatmeal, dates, coconut, walnuts for brain food, right? And lime juice and lime zest and coconut oil. And a little vanilla extract. Yep, and a little bit of ginger. You'll taste all the flavors when you bite into it. Yeah, taste one of them. Oh, it's right over there on the table, hand sanitizer. Uh-oh, all of a sudden it's like past 2 o'clock. It seemed like a minute ago when I looked, it was 10 off. Yep, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, you got the rice? Did he give you? He can give you that. Okay. Okay. I can give you another bowl. Is that okay? Okay. Mullet, what are you doing? There's one right here. Oh,
Why you gotta put it? Saw her text like, hey, but yesterday, and I'm like, I don't get, she always got like, all these, I didn't even see it.
so Marlon, I'm gonna, oh, okay. You wanna stick your bowls in here? Yeah, I'm gonna, oh, here.
Yeah, I didn't even want.
And I wanna put the stuff into the containers. I have some rice. I know, I have a, huh? Oh, I think did I give you some? No, let me get a little, plastic thing for you. You can have a couple. The recipes Marlon has available. He has some plastic containers, some tin foil and plastic wrap. So you can, I don't know if I think I gave Marlon some, I'm not sure. But you can take a couple in some plastic wrap over there. You're welcome. Hey, Marlon, we got to clean up, honey. Yeah, but in here everybody, it needs to be cleaned up in here. Could you do me a favor? Could you wrap up these 3 balls out of that container? Take them out of that container from me? No, he has, we do have a dishwasher.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't see, like it's featured as rice, like the way the Africans eat it. I don't think it would be popular because yeah, it's like when I try like this, it looks like a. Okay, okay, yeah, I know, I'm saying.
My God.
Oh God.